Hello, my name is Isaac King Ike, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Right, we're still on the Spirit and Marriage series, and I want to do a little continuation of the part 2, then I'll dash into part 3, okay? The series, the third series. Okay, I previously was talking about identifying the elements that are associated with the spirit. Okay, you have to know these things first. Okay, then you abstain from them. When you identify this element, then you abstain from the elements. When you do that, it will make the separation very easy and very fast. Okay, the next thing is engaging yourself with a higher force. Don't forget that Jesus Christ, Yeshua Mashiach, said that when a spirit, you cast out a spirit from a body, the spirit goes out and wanders. All right. Now, when he comes back and sees that that place is empty, he will come back with some more. So when you cast out a spirit, you replace that body with another spirit, because there is no vacuum in the realm of the spiritual. All right. Vacuum is not allowed. You're not supposed to be empty. So something needs to occupy you. Something needs to possess you. Something needs to must actually take over the body. Okay, so you replace it with the Holy Spirit. Being born again, you have to be born again to replace that spirit that was out. The reason why you see people going back and forth in these deliverance processes is because they are not genuinely born again. They've not really replaced that spirit. So the place is empty. Okay, you have to clean it up and replace it with the Holy Spirit. And the next thing is change your circle of friends. You have to change the kind of people you had before. The reason is because majority of the people you had around you at the time were people given to you by the spirits, both from the ancestry and both from the possessed. So you have to change your circle. Be careful to change the kind of people that you have around you. That way it can be permanent. Now, the danger in not separating is very dangerous. Now, it happens both ways, the male and the female. Now, for the woman, if you do not separate yourself and you end up getting married, this is what happens to your husband. The man is going to suffer lack, is going to suffer poverty, he's going to suffer near success syndrome, delays, and all of that, and will suffer sickness. Yes, he will suffer sickness. The man will be sick off and on, and perhaps at the end of the day die. And for the woman, she would suffer barrenness. And if peradventure she finds way to get pregnant and forcefully, and she was about to give birth, she either dies during or after childbirth. So it's very, very dangerous. I've lost a few friends to this, so that's why I'm saying that you should pay attention to this. If you find out that you're having such problem, separate yourself first before you go into marriage. All right, so that is that for the part 2 of the series. Okay, now the part 3 is how to know you have a spirit marriage. Now, it is both male and female. Both male and female. It's not just the spiritual wife thing, okay? It's both male and female. So you have to be very, very careful and not be carried away by people telling you certain things, some philosophies and all of that. Know yourself, okay? And you know what you're going through. You know what's going on around you. Don't be in denial of it. Find solutions. Find a way to come out of it. Be careful of doctrines and dogmas and all of that, all right? And be careful of religion, all right? We're dealing with the spiritual here, spiritism. Even Christ was not a religious person. Christ did not even practice any form of religion. He was more spiritual than he was than religious, okay? So you need to be spiritual than being religious, okay? All right, so your relationship with the opposite sex. Now, what happens is that when you notice that your relationship with the opposite sex is not friendly, you rather relate with the same sex more than the opposite sex. Check it. Something is wrong. Constant sexual intercourse in your dream. constant sexual intercourse with your dreams. Like every time you dream, you're always having sex in your dream. And then when you wake up from that sex, you're either weak or you feel like you are wet or something. That's a sign. Now you wake up with a strong physical scar and feeling of weakness. You wake up sometimes, there's a scar on your body, like you wrestled and you fought with someone. Check it out. Never having a long or stable relationship. You discover that every time you enter a relationship, it's not stable or it's never long. It's very short. You just come out of a relationship for no reason, and all of that. You check it out. Okay? Change of complexion in a certain time and date of the month. Now, this is very important. For the ladies mostly, you discover that certain time in the month, your complexion changes. Maybe for you, those of you that are light in complexion, you start to become dark. It's looking kind of gloomy and all of that. And then people start to tell you that what's happening to your complexion in a particular time of the month. And then most of the time, when you experience those things, you start to have the dreams of the man coming to have sexual intercourse with you. Yes. He would not, he wouldn't come at that period of time. But when you start to brighten up and you start to look very good, and you start to see him come, he prepares you before he comes. So you know what I'm talking about if you're going through such a situation. Now, the next one is having strange attraction from opposite sex. Now you're drawn to, I think I said this before, drawn to homosexuals. Like you discover that most people that are homosexuals and all of that, they are drawn to you, they like you and all of that. Check it out and pray about it. It's a very bad omen. Everything with anyone who can help you. Now, every time you come close to anyone who can help you, anyone who has the capacity to help you, they start to run because something starts to chase them. Suddenly they change their mind. Suddenly they have a dream. Now, he fights anyone who wants to help you. Okay? When you discover that, you have to check it out. If you don't handle the spirit right, the spirit can result to physical violence. I've seen this. Cases where you deny the spirit sex and all of that, and then the spirit turns to fight you by using people. Now, sometimes someone that you've been friends with, or suddenly just becomes angry with you and tell you that they want to have sex with you. The spirit possesses the person and want to force you into having sexual intercourse. And when you refuse, the spirit tends to fight you, sometimes even attempt to kill you. All right. So that's it. And they actually do that a lot. They possess people to make sure that they fight you and they reach out their anger through people. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to be teaching here is connection and intermarriage. Connection and intermarriage. Now, what happens? How do you connect to this spirit, and how does this intermarriage happens? And then how do you isolate from these things? Okay. Now, two ways they connect with you is sex and association. Sex and association. Now, for the sex, you have sex with a carrier. I have to spend time to explain this. Sex with a carrier. It might be a male or a female. Some people are already possessed or carrying these figures. Now, for a guy, you'll be wondering, I don't sleep with a woman in my dream, but in your dream, you don't see the figure, you don't see the person, but you feel like you're having sexual intercourse, and it's very, very sweet and nice. You feel it, okay? And some of the times, these deities represented by serpents come to have sexual intercourse with you. You might not be aware because you don't see it. Because what they do mostly is to blindfold you. So you wake up, you don't remember what you've seen, or it becomes blurry. Okay? So it can either be male or female. So someone who is always having sexual intercourse in the dream, when you have physical sexual intercourse with them, you connect with whatever is against them or working in them. So you have to be careful who you have sexual intercourse with. Okay? A carrier. Next one is having sex with a depositor. Now, when they have this sexual intercourse in the dream, these spirits deposit certain things in them, and most times they deposit good and bad lucks. Okay, but majority of the time they deposit bad lucks, ill lucks. Now, if you have sexual intercourse with them, remember that the lesser is blessed by the greater. So when you have lesser good luck and they have more bad lucks, they actually give you more bad lucks. So be careful when you meet a depositor. You can bring your questions, all right, so we can deliberate on this. Sex with a collector. There are people who are conscious because they belong to some level of occult. So they are conscious of what they do sexually. When they do have sex with you, they perform sex magic with you, and they collect your star. They collect your star. So you have to be very careful. They collect your star. They collect your fortune. They collect things from you. If you're about to have some level of breakthrough and they need to renew what they carry, they collect from you. So the collectors. Having sex with initiators. Now, some of these people are already initiated in some level of maybe marine or serpentine or marine witchcraft or whatever. And when you have sex with them, they initiate you unknowingly to you to where they belong. So you start to see certain things happen in your life is because you've been initiated. All right. Now, sex with an exchanger. These ones are dangerous. They actually take the good part you have on the inside and replace it with negative part. So whatever they don't like, they put it in you and take what they like from you. And it's very conscious and it's high level of sex magic. So be very careful. Now, the last thing here is association. Association. Now, you have to be careful. Sometimes you don't have to. It's not about sex and all of that. But association, because most of the time it's same gender. You can't be having sex with your fellow man, or you can't be having sex with your fellow woman. So they still want to take something from you. So you have to be very careful, very, very careful. The first thing here you have to be careful with is phone calls and text messages like WhatsApp and all of that, Instagram and all. You have to be very careful. Phone calls. You ask me, how does phone call really work? Yes, contact, association. Now, what you hear feeds to your soul and your spirit. And what they carry, it works. If you're about to do something very important and you receive phone calls or you have conversations with someone with a negative energy, it will affect or mar whatever you want to do. So you have to be very careful. All right, I'll stop there. The next one is sleeping under the same roof. This is very, 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 very important. Whoever you sleep under their roof or you sleep together with under your roof, however it is, but you pass the night with, whatever possesses them, whatever follows them, tend to want to follow you. So when you do that over and over again, they will be finding their way to enter you. And then when you're associated with this person, before you know it, what's happening to them will start happening to you. So be careful. Sharing clothes, shoes, cap, watches, etc., whatever you wear, sharing those things, you can equally associate with whatever the person is going through. The next one is sharing secrets or plans. Be careful who you share your secrets with, be it a pastor, prophet, or whatever. Be careful. All right? Be careful who you share your secrets with, because majority of the time, they carry certain things that are not of the Most High. And these things will fight you. These things will make sure they delay or take whatever good you have on the inside. Be careful who you share your secrets with or your plans. Okay? Bad. It's bad, really. So handshakes, hugs, and laying of hands. Be careful. Handshakes. Be careful who you shake. So you'll be asking me, okay, how do I now relate with people? Yes, before you do that, you should be conscious. You should be aware, please. Before you shake anybody that you're not sure of, if your spirit is awake and you're very sensitive, you will know when someone has a negative energy, and then you prepare yourself before you do the handshake or you do the hug and all of that. How do you prepare yourself? You tell yourself, you are awake, you tell yourself, I don't want any negative force from this person. I reject whatever you carry. That's it. As simple as that. Okay? But you have to learn to meditate and concentrate. Okay, eating or drinking together. I'll stop here. Eating or drinking together. You have to be careful who you eat with, you drink with, because That's another medium of association. You share things in common. All right. Remember when Jesus Christ, Yeshua Mashiach, was here, he had to share food with his people. He has to share drink with his people, the suppers and everything. He had to even wash their food, like try to connect with them, associate with them. All right. So he can have sexual intercourse with them, but he has to do all of these things just to bond and knit his spirit with their spirit. I pray this helps someone. So if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You share, and I believe someone else will be blessed as you are blessed. I love you guys.